Hey, what's up, everybody? It's the Recap Lunch Hour with Guff, me, Ryan McGuffey, brought to you by our fine partners at Hooters, and it's literally one of the best days of the year. It's one of the best sports days of the year. It's not just opening day. There's a million things going on, but let's be honest, it's opening day. And regardless of what side of the city you reside on or where your hopes or bitches are from, because I can tell you right now, there's plenty of you who have pessimistic expectations for both sides of town. I understand why here. We're live from the rate. Ryan McGuffey here. Bring the comments on. Fire away. Live from Rate Field. You can see, beautiful day. A beautiful day for baseball. We're live from the ballpark. The White Sox hosting the Los Angeles Angels. To be honest with you, I considered a bet of the day that was right here from this game. Now, whether or not I throw that out there later, we'll see. The Cubs, of course, at Arizona, opening a 4-game series in the desert. Justin Steele on the mound for the Chicago Cubs. Velasco, he put a comment in the stream a long time ago. He put a comment in and say, I'll be in section 111 for my 14th opening day. Well, Velasco, if you're on board, my friend, section 111 is right over here of my left shoulder. My friend Al, what a great view. Let's play 2. Let's play 1 today, okay? Let's play 1 today. The tarp is over here. It did sprinkle before we went on, but everything aside, it sounds like weather will not be a factor here today at the rate. Welcome into the Reguff. Happy opening day, Guff and Clyde. Landon, always appreciate you being here. Pablo, let's go White Sox and Cubs. And the Recap Lunch Hour, Guff for mayor. By the way, Pablo, there is a dispute in the bet of the day that we're going to get into later, but the Aviators, they're a part of me, and I can tell you right now, I'm going to try to argue my way into a win last night. The real Phil Simms. Good afternoon, Guff. Happy opening day. You can see the White Sox are taking batting practice as we speak. Their lineup, interesting. Miguel Vargas is leading off for the Chicago White Sox. James just being a you-know-what. Let's go Anaheim. They're the Los Angeles Angels, James, these days. Barb chiming in with Go Cubs Go. Lip Ripper, no matter how bad the Sox are, I do miss the South Side. Erica in my Bulls silent stance and acknowledging they've been playing pretty damn good. 8-2 their last 10. They have the Lakers tonight, as if there's not enough going on. We have the White Sox here at 3 o'clock. The Bulls are hosting the Lakers at the United Center. The Sweet 16 tips off tonight, and the Cubs are in the desert at 9. Folks, get your rest in. It's going to be a long sports day. Erica's on for the Cubbies. Here comes Godfather chiming in. I knew he'd be ready. 0-3 looks pretty bad if that happens. Another summer of cursing Ricketts. Godfather's writing off the other 159. By the way, Godfather, I hope you're feeling better. Happy Thursday and opening day. Guff, awesome that baseball is back for every team. Kyle, you're right. Want to see development of young Cubs prospects and more prospects at the big league. Go Cubs. Eric, Guff, baseball is back. Hopefully the Cubs and Sox have good seasons this year. Hope you're having a good time at the rate. It's always good being back on the field here during the season. Erica, we already had that one. The double comment. Need your pick to click. I'm going with Corey Lee. Interesting. Going with Corey Lee. Let me come up with a pick to click. I might go Andrew Benintendi because he worked so hard to get back here. He is the DH today, not in the outfield. He will be later this weekend. Go Cubs go, says Erica. Erica wants to know, am I meeting Cap at the game? I am. Cap will be here shortly. He is watching. He is one of our fine tuners here of the Recap Lunch Hour. And what else do we got? What's up, Swayze? My guy. Erica says, Sox, D, Junior 85, on my way to continue opening day with friends and cousins. That's an important comment because regardless of the expectations, regardless of which side of the ledger you are on and where the White Sox are in their current rebuild, because let's be honest, I have them at 53 wins. Opening day is special. And baseball is romantic because you're handed what's been given you by your parents, your uncles, your grandparents. You really have no say in the fight. You're a fan because somebody in your family was, and that's what makes this day right here, opening day, so special. I want to hear from White Sox manager Will Venable and White Sox general manager Chris Getz in just a second. A few more comments. Phil says, I guess the Bulls don't want to tank for Cooper Flagg. Phil, they made that decision months ago, my friend, months ago. Pablo, Aviators are a way of life. Glad you are here, Godfather. Erica, good luck to your White Sox. I'm sure they're going to be far more competitive than they were last year. I'm going to take a break here on the comments. I want to hear, speaking of One thing about the White Sox is a year ago, they had no identity. They had a manager who was coming up with acronyms. He was managing one way one year and another way a different year. Well, this year, I asked manager Will Venable, what is the team's identity for the 2025 season? Wins and losses aside, you kind of always want your team to have an identity. What will the identity of this team be?
Yeah, well, we talked about some things specifically that are really important to us, and certainly, defensively, first step stuff, on the bases, maximizing our secondary leads, those types of things. But then, it really is about going out and competing, and going out and see, we know executing plays is important, but like how we go about doing it matters, right? We're not going to make every play, and that's all right. We'll continue to work, but we need to go out and play hard and compete. And if that's the one thing that you watch from us and take away, then I feel good about it.
Yeah, I love that. I absolutely love that from White Sox manager Will Venable. It's the thing that I've been saying on the White Sox Recap podcast for months, is that once they made the decision to hire Will Venable, me and BA said, one thing's going to be certain. We might not see players on the field that we like just yet, but the accountability and doing things the right way, running first to third, hitting the cutoff man, not doing selfish, stupid baseball like it's been done here the last couple of years. Will Venable, who's had a great career, who has learned from some of the biggest names and Hall of Famers in the game as a coach, is not going to take that stuff. That's what I like. It's exactly the answer I wanted him to say, and very rarely does that happen when you're talking to when you're asking a question like that. James says his pick to click is the big hurt. Frank Thomas. Fun, have a wonderful time. Erica says, Godfather, I'm sitting here home from the hospital wondering when I'm going to lose the Marquee Network. That's what I love about you, Godfather. You can take away some things. You can't take away your spirit. I'm glad that you are home. Phil, will you guys be at Wrigley next Friday? That's the plan. James, maybe next season they can start the season in February. Fair point. Sox win today 4-2. Swayze says, book it. I don't hate that. I kind of like the White Sox today. You can't bet with your head and your heart, though. I like Sean Burke's strikeout total. I like him to go over. The under 7.5, I kind of like the under, folks. Both of these lineups are going to struggle to score runs outside of a guy named Mike Trout. We will also see the kind of ovation that Tim Anderson, former White Sox shortstop and batting champion, gets today when he makes his first plate appearance. Burke, 5 1/3 pitch, 8 Ks, 5 hits, 3 walks. All right, so Lip, pound over 4.5 strikeouts, because I'm telling you what, I like that too. Breck Bear says, love the coat. You know why? I have to bring a picture. Me and Breck Bear and our boy Tim, we share this. And our boy Quartz. We all have the same coat. That's a different story for a different day. Eric, I'm going to the Cubs opening day next Friday the 4th. Can't wait. Sox finished 56 and 106. James has them 3 games better than I do. TSI Mike, good luck to the White Sox this season. Kyle says, going to be a late night, but hope the Cubs get their first fly of the W tonight. Folks, pace yourselves. It's a long sports day in the best kind of way. What if there's a scenario that the White Sox, Bulls, and Cubs all get wins today? But, by the way, hey, Lip, while I have you here, my man, because we're going to be live for a few more minutes, put that parlay together. White Sox money line, Bulls money line, Cubs money line. See what it spits out at us as a Chicago fun parlay. Lip Ripper says they might not be good, but I do have a feeling they will play hard and above average defense. Small ball, I agree with that. Dan says go Sox. Also says 59 wins. They will definitely respect 90. Felt like Joe Madden used to say, referring to your White Sox. Joe did a lot of things that made sense. He said a lot of things that worked for that particular team. And a guy like that, maybe Will Venable is going to be a guy. I would cheer TA and boo the living hell out of Moncada. I actually, if I were predicting, I would expect the exact same. It won't be a full house here. If you're thinking about coming out, come on out, folks. It's opening day. Godfather, major market. We're always talking about how each Chicago's team's owner is bad. FYI, I wish the Cubs were playing the Angels. Well, just so you know, Godfather, the Cubs will get to play the Angels at some point this season because, as we know, every team plays every team now. Where can we see the game? Go Cubs and go Sox. Unfortunately, our fine partners at CHSN, if you have Xfinity, they are not on Xfinity. Hopefully you have the antenna, or go to chsn.com. They are currently giving you 7 free days of White Sox baseball. Go to chsn.com, 7 free days. There is a QR code you can hit on yesterday's recap Rush Hour. We have it at the bottom, at the end of the recap. Hit that QR code and you sign up. You get 7 free days, so at least you can get the first few White Sox games for free. David, good morning. Guff, happy opening day, pal. Had to turn off the morning sports radio. All the factional Sox talk was depressing, was killing my opening day vibes, and here I am. Best day of the year. David, you got it right, my friend. You're spot on, and I think opening day you have to treat differently than you do Saturday when the White Sox are back here to play the Angels. Saturday's game 2, opening day is special, and the White Sox are finishing up BP here in the moment. Let's hear from Chris Getz when he was asked about expectations coming off a major league record-breaking season, 41 and 121. Here's what the GM had to say.
It's showing up each and every day and competing. We've got high internal expectations that Will and the staff and myself going to carry throughout the season. This is a group that they really like playing with each other. We've got some leaders within this group that are going to support some of our younger players or lesser experienced players. And throughout all of that, I think we're going to see a lot of positives come out. And it's not just focused on wins and losses. Obviously, that's very important. But we also understand where we are as an organization, and where so many of these guys are getting experience for the first time in the major leagues to really help us not only now but certainly in the future as well.
See, again, there are some things there that he said that aren't going to make fans all that thrilled. But what do you want him to say? They are what you're seeing here on opening day, and it is windy here, that's why you're seeing some shaking. What you're seeing on opening day here, folks, if you see these same guys, a lot of these same guys here in 3 months, not 6 months, in 3 months, something isn't going well. Because I'm telling you, Chase Meidroth's coming. I'm telling you, Colson Montgomery is coming. At some point later in the summer, we're going to see Noah Schultz on that mound. The Chicago parlay. Here's that lip ripper. I asked him. It's plus 10. It's 10-1. 5 pays 50. I think we do it. I think we play a Hooters lunch hour or a recap lunch hour with Guff, brought to you by Hooters parlay today. 10-1, just for fun, a Chicago parlay. What's the weather like back home today? It's 50. Probably feels like 40 here at the ballpark, but I have been to opening days that have been a hell of a lot worse than this. We got screwed on that UAB game last night. Lip, I want to talk about that in a minute because I put the wrong font up. I had 4.5. I bought it before we went on the show at 3.5. And then I put 4.5. And when I went back to look, I saw 4 and I was like, oh shit, what happens here? I did not update the win-loss tie record because I didn't know. I need to turn it over to you guys. Is it a win? Is it a tie? Is it a loss? I won. I cashed at minus 3.5 in a game that went to overtime. I need to turn it over to you guys. Should we count it as a win? Should we count it as a loss since I had the bad graphic? Or should we count it as a tie? We can figure that out. Prediction time for Guff. Who hits the first home run for each team this season? For the White Sox? You know what? I'm going to go with the guy I picked in the White Sox Predictions podcast to have the most home runs this season. Andrew Vaughn. I think Andrew Vaughn hits an opening day home run today. I was going to pick Luis Robert. I'm going Andrew Vaughn to go deep today. And for the Cubs, you know what? Because there's been so much hate on Kyle Tucker, I'm going Kyle Tucker. I think Kyle Tucker gets on the board, maybe puts one in the pool in right center field out at Chase Field. James, love the Cubs, but they have a ridiculously tough schedule. They never beat the Diamondbacks at Chase Field, and the Sacramento A's should be one of the most improved teams this season. James, I'll tell you this. Every team has a stretch where it's like, oh, man, look at this schedule. Look ahead to the cut. There's relief, okay? You got to beat the teams on your schedule. They're going to play these teams throughout. Maybe it's best to get a jump on them early in the season when teams are trying to figure out, A, who they are, B, who some of these pitchers are that can't go more than 5 or 6 innings because they have a 75 to 85 pitch limit. We will see about that. Lip, we need a Guff food review of the new shake at the rate. Maybe I'll get one of the birthday cake shakes. If I don't, I will certainly give you a food review of some of the fine items that are available here. Godfather says, as usual, MLB drops the ball on opening day night. Hardly any coverage on the major networks. They deserve the bad ratings they get. I know ESPN, Joe Buck is calling the Brewers and Yankees this afternoon. I think they have a doubleheader. But to your point, It used to be 4, 5, 6 games on the national networks, and it tells you the state of where everything is. We can't even get the White Sox locally for everybody here in the Chicago area. Set the expectations to be realistic, much like Theo did with the Cubs when he came in. Hope the best for my White Sox friends. Kyle's one of the more optimistic people that I know. He's certainly the most optimistic on this show. Lip Ripper, I pushed and had both ways. It's a push. I can throw a -2 on there. Okay. I want more. If you're the only guy that's, I will be happy with a push. I cashed, but I made a font mistake for the first time in the bet of the day. And I do think I would have counted it as a loss for those of you who did lose. But if you pushed, I feel like I'll count it as a push, even though I cashed. Christian, James Alexander, they took 2/3, 2 out of 3 last year in Chase Field. Landon, I was at opening day in 2010. Burley flipped the ball between his legs. It was 70 degrees on April 1st. Best opening day ever. I was at that one. I think it was like an hour 41. That play to me to this day is one of the best, maybe the best. It is the best defensive play for a pitcher that I've ever seen. The best I've ever seen was right out there. Dwayne Wise making the catch on the perfect game for Mark Burley. Do you have any opening day traditions? Asked Greg or David. You know, just being here is a tradition. I went to the last opening day at the old Comiskey Park. I was pulled out of 5th grade. It's a memory that's burned into my brain. And I don't know how many opening days I've been at, over 20, mostly covering them for work purposes. And I'm telling you, it's just something that never gets old. A lot of comments pouring in, guys. Love having you here on the show today. Swayze says, got to think realistically as I look. Okay, here we go. Got to think realistically this year and look for signs of improvement. That's all you can do. They'll lose, but if they do it while playing hard, it's a win for a young team. Agreed. And I expect guys to be coming up. I expect that shuttle to be hot from Charlotte all year long. Do you expect a split in Arizona? I think a split in Arizona will be fine. I think Cub fans need to be realistic here. If you're 500 at the end of April, you're in a really, really good spot. There's a lot of road games early on. We know that they're not at home until next Friday. So manage expectations. Anything above 500 at the end of April, to me, is right where you want to be as a Cubs fan. Christian, I agree the Diamondbacks have had our number since September of 23. Well, let's be honest, guys. The Diamondbacks have been to a World Series since September of 23. They're a really good baseball team. Lip Ripper says Vaughn and Tucker home run parlays 64-1. I mean, Lip, we got to do it now, right? Don't we got to do the Vaughn Tucker parlay? We got to dance. We got to dance. I'll pay the $5 to do that. I've spent $5 on stupider stuff. I can tell you that. Eric Guff, would you rather have the Cubs have Cam or Stroman? You talking about Cam Smith? Definitely. Of those two, I would definitely pick Cam, not Marcus Stroman. Seriously, when are you and Cap throwing at the first pitch at the REKAP Lunch Hour? Let's get that done, Pablo. I'll do it in my Aviators. Turbo, Duran, go LA Dodgers. Where's Turbo come? Turbo, appreciate you being here, but go LA Dodgers. I mean, hey, I have friends that are front runners too, Turbo, so appreciate you being here. Phil, are you surprised the Cubs won't see Corbin Burns? And this is what I'm talking about, Phil, early in the year, is you catch a break. You know, they're giving Corbin Burns an extra week to get it slotted in. They're lining up. They have a tough start too, the Diamondbacks. It's what I'm talking about. Maybe catch these guys early when they're not riding a 7 or 8 game heater later in the year. F the Tiger, says Turbo. I don't hate that. I saw the Tigers predicted by some to go to the World Series this year. That would be something. I don't know if they currently have enough. Pablo, what a play by Dwayne Wise. Mercy. Under the conditions, the best play I've ever seen. James, Sox fans will love Michael Talkman, no doubt. He's starting the season on the IL with a hamstring, but he should be back soon. Lip, Dwayne Wise makes the catch. Godfather, I was a senior in high school in 69 when Willie Smith hit the walk-off homer. I cut school to be at Wrigley that day. Great call by Jack Brickhouse. And that's the stuff. That's what I'm talking about. That's how I started the show. The tradition of opening day, guys, is as beautiful as it gets when we're discussing what it means to our core and our system. Hooters, guys, remember, the place to be to watch the tournament is at Hooters. Join us at one of our 11 Chicagoland locations. Go to originalhooters.com to find the closest Hooters near you. What's the best way to watch the tournament? Cold beer, chicken wings, and the iconic Hooters. Girls, make sure you visit originalhooters.com. And if you want to Order to go, you can do that too. Order.hooters.com, and you can put your to-go order, pickup order in for any of the Hooters. And remember, those $6 cocktails, they're $6 every day, not just today. They're $6 every single day. We appreciate our partners at Hooters. More comments coming in. Erica says, as the old saying goes, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Lip's doing all of these. Lip, you're my guy, dude. So we're doing the Chicago parlay at 10-1. We're doing the home run parlay at 64-1. And I'm curious to see where you reside on the bet of the day, which is coming up soon here on the Recap Lunch Hour with Guff. Kyle, at least the Cubs will miss Burns in this series. Take advantage of the opportunity. Exactly what I'm saying. Chris says the $58 million payroll for the Sox is sad. Only the Marlins is lower. I'd rather have it be $58 million in pumping out a bad record than 120 and pumping out the stuff we saw a year ago. Cam or Bush? Oh, yeah, like right now I'm picking Cam, but if you would have asked me that 2 months ago, I would trade him. But that's how let's see what happens. Where the hell's Katie? She needs to go out to the park too. You know where Katie's at, Swayze? She's in the background right now. She's in the look. I'm gonna watch this. There she is. That's how we do the recap lunch hour. What's up, Katie?
Hi.
Spontaneously. No one knew.
I was there yesterday.
Was here yesterday. Katie's grinding, man. We got content pumping out. We have a Bulls podcast in 40 minutes. So someone's got to do the Bulls podcast. I'm here nailing down the fort. There's Katie. Okay. That's for you guys. I brought Katie in. Katie, talk to you soon. We're going to have more from Katie as we go along here on the recap. Dodgers money line, Duke -9, Arkansas money line. Jesus, Lip. You and I again opposing. We're like this. By the way, I love Duke. So you're not going to like my pick tonight. Although I'm not going to give it and count it as a bet of the day. I am going to say a Schonberg strikeout is juicy for me, and I'm going to definitely bet that. Hand clap for Ryan's confidence. I'll be whipping my neck around every other second worrying about getting hit by a foul ball. Nope. Been there, done that, and we'll see. Cap chimes in. Look at Cap chiming in. Ask the great audience. What would White Sox, Cubs, balls? I think I already did. Oh, White Sox, Cubs. Oh, Lip. Cap wants to know a White Sox, Cubs, Bulls, Tucker Vaughn, homer parlay pay. Put that one together. That's got to be 250-1. I hate saying this as a Sox fan, but last year I pretty much took any team the Sox were playing and their money made some cash. And you know what? Especially when the White Sox led late or fifth inning or longer, they take a lead. Yeah, I'm with you. Landon G. Liam Cohen says, play ball instead of Duval. Pablo Katie gives a little Katie love. Clapping up for the best producer around. We love Katie. There's Swayze saying Katie. Looking forward to the next Bulls podcast. Joe does an amazing job. He's got his nemesis, C-Red Fred, coming on today. As he told me, expect yelling. So Katie doesn't know what she's getting into because there could be a healthy debate on the Bulls recap podcast that'll drop later tonight on the channel. Godfather says Houston has no farm system. That's why Smith made the opening day roster. If the Cubs had him, he would be in the minors for 2 more years. And Eric says, how do you feel about every pitcher walking Ohtani? At some point, you got to pitch to the guy. I understand it, but there's a little cowardness in just walking him every time because when the Dodgers are healthy, they're like running out an all-star game or an all-star team. When you have Betts and Ohtani and Freeman and Teoscar Hernandez and you keep moving down the line, I mean, you're setting someone up, okay? So you're setting someone up for a big 2, 3, or maybe the old grand salami. You know what time it is, folks. We've already been talking about bets and long shots. Well, today we're going bet of the day. And guess what? Last night, and again, I'm going to fix this real quick. I'm going to put a 2 on here. I think that's the right move since I made a bad font yesterday. I cashed it. We're going to call it a tie. It's our second tie of the year after UC Irvine forced overtime to cover against UAB and win by 4, 81-77. Texas Tech, I think the Magic's over. Kappa is on my side on this one. We think the Magic's over tonight for John Calipari's group at Arkansas. This Texas Tech team's fun to watch. They defend the three-point line really well. I just think they're a better, bigger, physical team. The under's juicy in this game. I'm laying the 5.5. I'm sorry to tell you, Lip Ripper, laying the 5.5, and we're going to see what happens. The vibes of this show has got me feeling dangerous with these picks. That's what we do. I love the ability to fire it up here at the ballpark and be live on the recap lunch hour as the Angels have come out. Yoan Moncada, folks. I'm going to show you this if I can. There's our guy, Yoan Moncada, taking grounders. Look, he's giving a hug. You can't see it over there. He's giving hugs. Yoan Moncada returns. I do not expect it to be a warm welcome for Yoan Moncada. Phil, do you believe the Blue Jays, when they say they'll re-sign Vlad, when they usually say that, talks are ongoing and something gets done? Can't give Ohtani the Barry Bonds treatment, not going to homer every at-bat. What about my parlay, says Cap. Cap, I'll take care of you, my man. We'll figure it out. Damn, Guff's going against Cal. I went against Cal the other day and lost. I'm willing to take my chances. Again, I was betting St. John's until they flamed out. They flamed out. St. John's was a cash cow really all year long. What year do you predict the Cubs versus Sox in the World Series? Hey, Eric, I'll probably pull a Chris Farley and the super fans in your profile picture there if that were to ever happen in our lifetime. Start, bench, cut, nachos, Sox Park hot dogs, peanuts and cracker. Okay, I'm starting the Sox hot dogs with the grilled onions, no doubt about it. Cutting the nachos and peanuts and Cracker Jacks, you can have them. Might get hurt taking grounders. I know. I'm a little worried about him. Right now, he's just giving hugs, so I guess he won't get hurt doing that. Ricketts stays under the luxury tax all year. Breaks even, says Godfather. Wouldn't surprise me should Kentucky beat Tennessee in the Sweet 16. Kentucky has beaten Tennessee both times they played this year, which is why I kind of lean Tennessee. Although, with the game being played in Indianapolis, it'll be a very heavy Kentucky crowd and a Purdue crowd when they play Houston. Katie, says Breck. Breck Bear chiming in with a Katie love. I think a healthy steal, upgrade over. Breck Bear, by the way, has met Katie in the flesh, too. So maybe broke bread together. I think a healthy steal, upgrade over Belly with Tuck and an electric table setter and PCA is the reason to get ready for an awesome race in the Central. A couple more here. Cap sounds like Captain Jack Sparrow. Parlay. I know. I wish, too, that the Cubs and White Sox would play in the World Series at any point, especially since both teams have won one. It's been 20 years, by the way, folks. 20 years since the 2005 Sox won on opening day 1-0 behind Mark Burley and finished the season as the World Series champs. Start, bench, cut, nachos, cut, peanuts. Yeah, I think the dogs, nachos, peanuts is the way to go. Lip, you never know, guys. It's made out of tissue paper. Someone gives him a hard hug. That's true, and it's chilly here at the old ballpark, so you just can't expect. If he goes out and goes 3 for 4 today with a bomb and 2 doubles, I got a couple of choice words for Yoan Moncada. Cap, that is the odds for your parlay. No, he wants it. Lip, he wants to include the Chicago parlay and the Homer parlay and make that puppy 300 or 400 to 1. Yeah, we're all on the same bench. I think we're all in the start, bench, cut family here today. I'm going to take that parlay, Cap. I think we're all going to take it. By the way, take it and split it up. Do the big one. Break it down to 10 to 1. Break it down to the 64 to 1. And look, folks, throw $5 on it. If you got a gambling account, those are fun ones to play. I think we do a recap lunch hour. Forgot my Hooters plug there. He just pulled a hamstring. Yeah, this is fun. James, hope the Professor Kyle Hendricks pitches this weekend for the Angels. Welcome back to Chicago. I forgot about Hendricks, another Chicago staple. Here comes Moncada over here to the White Sox dugout. There he is right there, walking into the dugout, giving security a hug, coming in. He's getting his pregame hugs in, as right now, yeah, a lot of the staff, support staff behind the scenes. Eric, what's your number one upgrade for Cubs and Sox? Cubs need to hold leads in the bullpen. Sox need to develop. Those are the two biggest things. Of course, he's bundled up. It's cold for a guy like Yoan Moncada, but keep in mind, a lot of these guys live in warmer climates. There's the bet of the day. We're laying the 5.5 later tonight when Texas Tech tips off against the 10th seed. This year's Cinderella, Arkansas. That's where we are in the NCAA tournament. What a great time this was here at the rate as the White Sox and Angels are about 2 hours away or so before Sean Burks makes his first career opening day start for the White Sox. Keep in mind, I don't hate the Sox today. I don't hate the under. And I love Sean Burks over 4.5 strikeouts. Folks, like I said, pace yourselves. We have the Sox at 3. We have the Bulls at 7. We have the Cubs at 9. And in between there, we have Sweet 16 action. Pace yourselves and have a great day. It's the Recap Lunch Hour with Guff, me, Ryan McGuffey, brought to you by our fine folks at Hooters. We are going to be out here all day. We'll be back with you tomorrow, recapping the Chicago White Sox game against the Angels, recapping the Cubs game against the Diamondbacks, the Bulls against the Lakers. All of those recaps will be available for you later here on the channel. For everybody at the Recap, for Katie behind the scenes, we got her on camera today, which was awesome. For Cap, who's driving here as we speak and chimed in the comment section, I'm Ryan McGuffey. We appreciate you watching, and we thank our fine folks at Hooters. It's the Hooters Recap Lunch Hour with Ryan McGuffey. Have a great day.